Give me a slice of the cake. Black Rasta can't wait. Feed them fly up the gate. Positiveness me meditate.
What da Daniel, what da dang, and God Daniel, oh what da dang. This is the voice of the patriot where we speak truth to power. Now here we don't criticize, but if we must, it would only be on one condition: to build and not to destroy. That is why we keep saying we are in the service of God and country. Yes, the voice of the patriot. And my name Black Rasta is our daily editorial. Today we have a number of stories we want to look at, and I want to take that from now. The very first story is from Ghana Web, and it says, I spent 750,000 Ghana cedis fixing street lights, yet the area is dark again. And this is the KMA boss speaking. Richard Ofori Ajimai Buedi, Chief Executive Officer of the Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly, has revealed that he recently spent 750,000 Ghana cedis to fix street lights at Ohim Bridge in Kumasi Ashanti region. According to him, despite the huge investment, in less than 3 months after the lights were installed, unscrupulous individuals had removed the bulbs and cables, plunging the area back into darkness. Speaking in an interview on Akuma FM, excerpts of which have been shared on social media on June 16, 2026, he stressed that Ghana's development will remain difficult if citizens do not change their attitude. In his days in the media, he was known as King Zuga. This is Richard Ofori Ajimai Buedi. He is the Chief Executive Officer of the Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly. Now that position has been made very, very popular by one Nana Jimai in my days in Kumasi. My brother, my sister, this is something that has to do with patriotism. We have talked about this over and over. My brother, my sister, and I need us to open our ears with rapt attention. Listen to this. He said he spent about 750,000 Ghana cedis. That's about 70,000 American dollars. To fix street lights on the Ohim Bridge in Kumasi. And just a few months after, the whole place is plunged back in darkness. Why? Because some unscrupulous people have gone there to steal bulbs and cables, and therefore the place is back in darkness. My brother, it is not only in Kumasi people are stealing bulbs. People are stealing bulbs in Accra. We hear those bulbs are in fact very expensive. People actually go out there, my brother, my sister, to steal metals on the streets of Accra by the kind courtesy of scrap buying people right there at Tema. Right now, a lot of young men have found a new job. Anything metal, they will scrap and go and sell. Even bridges have not been spared. They cut parts of a bridge that government has spent so many millions building to go and sell as scraps. If you make a mistake and park your car in one of those areas for long, in fact, they will scrap the car and sell it as scrap metal. Right now, my brother, my sister, I think it's about time we made this illegal in Ghana. The trade in scrap and all that, it is costing the country more money than it is bringing in. I hear there are some Chinese companies at the Tema Port area. My brother, my sister, these are the people scraps are sold to. Of course, it has its own positives. We have our environment cleared of the metals that have been abandoned and thrown away. But at the same time, what is not scrap right now is being scrapped. To the point that bridges that took several millions to build are being cut. Bulbs are stolen. The whole traffic light, the metal that supports the light, in some cases, are cut down and sold as scraps. I think it's about time we banned this so-called scrap business in Ghana. It is killing us. In some cases, traffic lights are even cut down. We were told recently that the traffic light standing in front of the police headquarters was vandalized, stolen and sold as scraps. My brother, this is how far these thieves can go. They steal anything that is metal and they sell that out. The only solution is not force. The only solution is patriotism. If you love your nation and you understand the importance of the traffic light, it is supposed to keep pedestrians safe, motorists safe. You will not, in your right senses, go and cut down this to go and sell. If you understand why street lights are there, they are not just there for aesthetic reasons to beautify the place. No. But to also bring about safety. When there is darkness, the devil finds a home there. People do a lot of bad things there. My brother, my sister, from teenage sex all the way down to robbery. We see teenagers who hide in the darkness and have quickies every now and then. At the end of the day, they produce children who are miscreants on the streets of Accra. They produce unwanted pregnancies. In most cases, they become a burden to society. They cannot do that when the light is on. Or have you seen that before? Street lights are on, everywhere is bright, and people are busily having a quickie in the light. No, it is when there is darkness that these people find solace and comfort in whatever they do. Criminals hide in the dark and attack unsuspecting people. If you understand why the street light is there and you love your country, I am not sure you would go and vandalize this and even sell that. Steal, sell. My brother, my sister, this nation is not taking patriotism seriously. I honestly expected the John Dramani Mahama government to look at patriotism a little more seriously than what Nana Addo and his cohorts did. Kwame Nkrumah warned us right from the start. You know what he said? He said, now that we have our independence, the next thing is to change our attitudes. Do you want me to play you back the independence speech? He said we need to change our attitude. Several years after Kwame Nkrumah is gone, we still have this neurosis called bad attitude. We are stealing everything that belongs to the state. And for us, the state is a foreign outfit. The more we steal from the state, the smarter we are. True or false? We don't serve the state well. When the government employs us, it is time to steal. True or false? When the government employs us, we perform abysmally. That is why the government sector is performing far less than the private sector. The private man would make sure that you work very hard. And paradoxically, we have private people who work for government. They pretend to work. They do nothing there. But when they close from their work, in quotes, at 2 p.m., when they should be closing at 5 p.m., they go to their private places and you see the amount of energy they put there. Karma is not only a female dog. In fact, it is a dangerous disease that is worse than cancer. You can't treat government so badly and think that somebody that you employ in your own private firm will treat you well. There is a she-dog called karma. At the same time, it is a disease that is worse than cancer. I see people who claim they work for the government. They go to work at 12 noon and they close at 2 p.m. They don't treat the government work good. They steal from the government. They form their own businesses. My brother, before they come to their legal government business, they visit their own businesses from 6 a.m. They are there. They expect people to be on time, people to work. The only 2 hours they spend with the government work, they are only there to steal. They get paid for work they did not do. These are the people who are most unpatriotic in our country. Some of them become politicians. A bad worker would certainly become a bad politician. In China, they take patriotism seriously. In Japan, they take patriotism seriously. The Japanese loves his country the way you love your heaven. You see the way we all want to go to heaven? And we are praying, Alpha Hour. We are there praying so that we would be able to be successful and go to heaven. It's the same way the Japanese pray for their country and work for their country. Their heaven is their country. Yet we live in paradise. Like the Jehovah's Witnesses tell you, heaven on earth. We are still praying to go to another heaven. It is a shame, my brother. We disrespect the country. We all want to go to America. We steal traffic lights. We steal street lights. We steal government money. And when it's time to jail us, idiots will come out and say, oh, we stand with this person. Free this person. What did the person do? After all, that is our thief. When he stole, he gave us something small. A man steals 10 billion and he gives you 500,000 Ghana cedis in the community to share. He takes the rest of the money away to enrich himself and his family. And it's time to safeguard such a person. To the KMA boss, I think that it is time to instill some patriotism lessons in the people of Kumasi and beyond. It's not only Kumasi that needs that. The whole of Ghana needs patriotism. And I keep saying that. If there was any office that I, Black Rasta, would accept, it would be the office of the patriot. We have tried to speak with the president to take patriotism a little more seriously. And he's always said, oh, we have that in mind. We have some outfits that are supposed to be doing that. Are they doing that? We need some radical patriotism. Have you heard that at the World Cup, after the Japanese played and everybody went home, the Japanese cleaned the whole stadium. They went around collecting the rubbish and everything. That's what they do in their country. They don't litter around. They love their country. Even in South Africa. I went to South Africa. At Lesedi village, it's a Zulu village. In fact, I felt like I had to pee. I was shooting a movie, a video, music video. In the bush. I went to pee. One of the regular Zulus came up to me and said, you cannot urinate here. You are urinating on our ancestors. No, you can't do that. You have to go to the toilet. That was what the uneducated Zulu told me. I was shooting a music video in the bush at Lesedi village in South Africa. I felt like peeing. And I just moved back a little bit. He realized that I was going to pee. He said, sir, I turned. Nah, you cannot urinate there, nah. That's what he told me. I felt so embarrassed. Of course, our ancestors are buried there. Would you go and urinate on your mother's grave? Do you know how many people have been buried there? Is it because it's not been marked a cemetery? So you can just go anywhere and pee? We don't only pee in Ghana. We release the solid stuff too on our ancestors. Imagine this kind of mentality. Your ancestors are buried on the ground. They worked very hard to be able to bring us here. If you are going to litter, think about the ancestors. If you are going to steal the street lights, think about the ancestors. If you're going to steal traffic lights, think about the ancestors. But this is a country that has no respect for its heroes. If you are being patriotic and staying away from all the crime, they see you as a fool. When are you going to make money? I have a lot of friends who ask me that. The Black Rasta crowd abe no benyeska. Ade abe ma uska nyina usi enye. Yekoye business kakra nya ska usi enye. Yekofa aji kakra usi enye. Na da ben kra na wo benyeska. Ade aye me ye kra ne se u Black Rasta wa na wa frɛ me se Charlie me ma kakra na kakra no ade a wo si wunye no eno bi na meye. From when I first heard that, it gave me a reality check, a shock treatment to my brain. From that time, I hardly ask people for anything. No matter how hungry I am, unless I believe that this is a genuine person. Because you can't go asking for help and right after you ask the person, where did you get the money from? Can you do that? Can you do that? If you go to a man, you are hungry, you ask him for 50 Ghana cedis to go and buy food. Once he gives you the 50 Ghana cedis, you say, oh, sir, I forgot to ask you, where did you get the money from? Can you do that? They will think you are crazy. If you are not sure, don't accept it. The KMA boss has spoken. People think it's just so simplistic, but it is deeper than just stealing street lights, bulbs, and cables. It is an issue of patriotism. Until we radically deal with patriotism, my brother, we don't have a country. Now the next thing I want to look at is equally important. And I need you to come along. I'm reading this from my Joy Online. It says, a ferry hospital, only 500,000 American dollars in arrears needed for completion. Demand for $85 million criminal. And that is minority speaking. And I read, the minority in parliament has rejected recent claims by the Deputy Minister for Defense, Ernest Brojak Jemfi, regarding the Ferry Military Hospital project, accusing the government of attempting to burden the public purse with what it describes as an unjustified 85 million payment demand for the completion of the facility. The minority insists that only $500,000 American dollars remains outstanding to the contractor and has described the alleged $85 million demand as inaccurate and an attempt to misuse state funds. Now, if a man says that he can build a house as specified by the quantity surveyor for the quality that we all want at $500,000, why do we bother ourselves arguing that we have to still spend 85 million? Let us put pen to paper. Let us understand what work is left. Let's have a debate. This is the work left. This is what we are going to do, and give the money to the minority. $500,000. Let the whole nation watch as they complete it with $500,000. I don't have a problem with that. And let us save 7.5 million. I beg your pardon. That's about 84.5 million American dollars. Does it make sense? NDC government is saying, no, we need 85 million American dollars to complete a ferry military hospital. The NPP that started the whole project says that no, it is not true. We started it and we know it's left with $500,000 American dollars only, not 85 million to complete. Okay, so let the contractor come. Let's talk to the contractor, agree on the specifications, and give the $500,000 American dollars to this contractor and give him timelines to finish it. Or do we want to steal money? I'm asking. Do we want to steal money? Let's be serious. Is that how much the contractor is demanding? This is what the minority is saying. Who is the contractor? Can we talk to the contractor? Okay, let's put pen to paper. These are the specifications. We need that done. When can you finish it? Oh, within a month or two. Take the money. Go and deal with it. It is ridiculous to say that a project will take only $500,000 American dollars to finish, and government is insisting that it is 85 million. I don't get it. If there is something we are missing, then let us understand it better. Because the gap is too huge. I don't understand. And the Mahama government is a very, 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 very judicious government. Mahama would not spend this huge amount of money if he knows that he needs only $500,000. Something must be wrong here. And I am personally going to follow up on this and get to the bottom of it. Politicians cannot continue fooling us like this. Well, I'll take the last story and we'll be done. This is from Ghana Web and it says, Nigel Gazy withdraws 10 million Ghana cedi lawsuit against Kumchacha. Issues fresh warning. Founder of Prophetic Hill Chapel, Prophet Nigel Gazy has withdrawn his 10 million Ghana cedi defamation lawsuit against Prophet Nicholas Osei. Recently, Nigel Gazy filed a lawsuit against Kumchacha over what he described as a series of defamatory statements made about him during public discussions and across various social media platforms. And when you read it further, he says that, hey, listen, when I was in trouble, in my very, very hard days, none of you supported me. Now that I've been able to weather the storm, a lot of you are trying to bring me down, including you, Kumchacha. He said a lot of men of God have spoken to him, and he has decided that he will drop the suit. But he's warning Kumchacha not to repeat these things, or else all hell will break loose. I think it's a very bad decision. If you truly think that Kumchacha was wrong, at least Kumchacha should apologize publicly, and you can then withdraw the suit. But to go Nicodemously and say 1 million people spoke to you, and therefore you withdrew the suit, I think that it is too simplistic, and things like this can repeat themselves. Today, Kumchacha can walk around and say, oh, suit me. He should have continued. Why did he pull it back? We haven't heard from him apologizing. Those men of God who came to you telling you to withdraw, did you speak with them to speak with Kumchacha to apologize? So I honestly don't take this serious. I see this as a joke suit. If it is a serious suit, then Prophet Nigel Gazy, my own Prophet Nigel Gazy, did not take a good decision. Even if 1 million people came, at least we should have heard from Kumchacha. Who were they begging for? Was it not Kumchacha? Therefore, they should go back to Kumchacha and tell him, you know what? You said this publicly. Go out there, put the same camera on yourself, and apologize for the integrity of the church. You didn't do that. Nicodemously, you pull it back and you say, oh, because people advise me, I don't agree.
Yeah.